So I've just done a consignment submission to DC Sports, who I've spoken about before on the channel, and it's made me realize how easy it is to move cards in America, and that you Americans out there are very cashed up. I just have to say as well that make sure with what you send you are very picky, because if you're sending in a bunch of low-end cards, the fees may not make it worth it, which is also understandable because it costs the consignment company a ton of labor and money to scan numerous cards. At the end of the day, there is that risk of going underpriced, and I feel like I got quite lucky with this submission, and I also think that most of my cards got a fair price, if not better. I think a good rule is to be fine with a card that you're potentially sending in, to be fine if it does go 10 to 20% under comps, maybe potentially if the card has gone up from when you got it, or you're just looking to move some inventory. So first few cards that I have here, I bought these cards for $2 Aussie each. So $2 Aussie each is around what, $1.33 US each. But yeah, was trying to list it up here in America. Actually, I didn't even, I was trying to list it up here in Australia, but I didn't even list these in Australia just because of like the time and effort it would have taken me to take photos of them. So I just thought that these would sell a little bit better in America. And I'm glad I did send them there because they sold at a fairly good price. So Brian Urlacher, this is Topps jersey, so $6 US there, so almost a 4 to 5 times profit there for me. Next one up, Earl Campbell, $6 US for this one, so yeah, $10. We're looking at a 5x around there. I will talk about the cost of me sitting there later on in the video, but yeah, let's move on. Terrence Jones, so dual patch, I got this one in a lot. So, I mean, this one, I probably thought in terms of flaws and like the patch itself, I thought it would go for a higher price, but just because I've cleared the actual main piece of the lot, which was the Black Select 1/1 autograph, I thought, you know, for me, even if it went for $1, I wouldn't be fussed in terms of what price it ended up selling at. So that's more my thinking with the Terrence Jones itself, just because, yeah, the actual main card of it did sell very well. This card, I did have this card listed on my eBay for a long while. Brandon Ayuk, you know, and this is the issue with NFL. Like, it just won't, it can, but unless you're a really diehard collector, a lot of this mid to, you know, I would call it like a mid-end card, but a lot of this mid-end sort of stuff doesn't really sell too well in Australia, just because it's very niche. You'd almost want like a 49ers fan, but in America, you've got like the NFL's huge there, obviously. It's the biggest sport there, so just in Australia, you know, the NFL community here is massive, but people aren't going to be paying this much for a card. So I actually got this card for around $70 US, selling it for $96 US with the fees, ended up being like a $90 US, you know, after fees. So we'll say it's about a $20 US profit there, but it just wouldn't sell here in Australia. And there's more cards in this that you'll see that would not have sold in Australia. This is another great one as well. Sam Darnold. It's the rookie helmet patch autograph. Like, he's very hot right now. I wouldn't say he's very hot, but I think America, and like, they're sort of liking him at the moment because the 49ers don't really have a true quarterback one at the moment. I mean, you've got, you know, Brock Purdy, you've got Sam Darnold, and you've got Trey Lance, and you know, all three of those players could obviously be QB1 at the moment. Trey Lance obviously had the season-ending injury. Brock Purdy played very well, but now has had surgery through his elbow. And then Sam Darnold's come from the Carolina Panthers. You know, it was a high draft pick, and you know, I can back Kyle Shanahan into, you know, transform a lot of these players back to where they should be. So again, I don't think it would sell too well in Australia. Having it on auction in America, I have noticed a few of these cards slowly start to come up, and you know, I'm not really backing in Sam Darnold to have that massive season, so I'd rather sell at a point where I think the risk is worth it for me. Next one up, Kenneth Walker. So if you do have a lot of, you know, non-NBA cards in Australia that aren't moving too well, and they're all in that sort of mid to high end sort of range, I would, you know, send to DC Sports. Not even to DC Sports, but just whatever consignment service. I have said before, I'm not sponsored by DC Sports. I just use them a fair ton for buying and selling. If they do want to sponsor me, please hit me up. I know they're posting some YouTube videos at the moment, so they're starting to blow up a little bit. And yeah, good on them. They should make some great content. But yeah, Kenneth Walker, this is a nice little patch here. I mean, this was if I can bring it up here, this was a nice little 3-color patch. I got this for like $10 Aussie here, so what, $7 US. But yeah, nice little 3-color patch. Unfortunately, it was just, you know, cut from whatever napkin it was, or whatever jersey that you can get over there. But yeah, $26 US, very nice patch. nice little tidy profit there. This one, got this one in a lot. I had like a lot of 4 playbook booklets that I got like 3 years ago, and this was the only one that hadn't sold yet. Hakeem Butler, I don't even know if he's in the NFL right now, but just wouldn't sell here. So I was just like, if it gets $1, I'm happy for it. But just being a booklet, I'm sure people, would pay a little bit more for it. So ended up getting $7.50 for it, which was I'm happy with. This one was also part of the first 2 cards that I showed, Darryl LaMonica. This one, yeah, again, got this one for $1.50 US, and then just sent it straight to America. So I think I'm going to send a lot of these cards that I bought in that lot. I did have in a mail day maybe 3 or 4 months ago, but a lot of nice jersey cards in that I think would go better there. And just keep in mind, just with it going for $7 US, the fee for it would be a little bit higher. So I think after fees and everything like that, I'd actually only get about $5.50 US. So kind of have to work that out in your own head and if it's worth it or not. Next card up, I actually didn't even know how valuable this card was. So I actually was just going through some old boxes. If you can kind of see behind me, I've got, I don't know if you can see, it is right there. I've got a box there that is just full of cards that are pretty much unsorted. As much as I like to stay organized, I am still relatively unorganized as well. But I was just going through some baseball cards and I saw this card here. And I looked him up. I'm like, Herb Pennock. I don't know anything about baseball. And turns out he's a relatively old player. I think he has passed away. And the jersey itself was like this very thick wool sort of material. I didn't realize it was out of 5 as well. So then I'm looking up the player he was, and I'm pretty sure he was good. And just looking up, obviously he passed away, so there's nothing that's really going to be released that you'd think. And looking up comps and stuff, I was like, oh, geez, like, this is actually a pretty good card to just have in a box. So sent it straight there because I got this one in a huge baseball lot a while ago. Don't really care what price it got. Just happy to get rid of it, and it got $26 US. So happy with that one. This one, I did get this one from one of the Melbourne card fairs, or maybe it was the Cranford, the card show Melbourne. I can't even remember. One card show that I was at from my man Dion. He did tell me that it had a slight little scratch on it, and I did try to clean it with Kurt's Card Care, and it was still kind of faint, but I was like, it's not worth sending in, and I'm not really a clay fan. So going into DC Sports, $255 US, that works out to be about $370 Australian. What are we talking there? That's, yeah, it's a fairly solid profit considering I bought it for $150 Aussie, so just about double my money, I think, in terms of the fees. This one was also part of that lot, the Terrence Jones lot. I sort of was hoping that this would get a little bit higher, but first year select, gold prism auto, rookie card, but unfortunately, Terrence Jones isn't in the league anymore. But again, I got rid of the main card in this. So whatever these cards went for, I wouldn't have cared. But of course, I wouldn't have wanted a little bit of a higher price. Just thought being first year select, having that exposed sort of audience in America, I thought there might have been a collector out there that might have maybe gone in that $30 to $40 range. But yeah, Terrence Jones, he's not in the league anymore. So can't really expect too much. Next one up, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I did put a note on this saying it was jersey numbered, but they didn't put it there, whatever. But 5 out of 5, NBA champion. I probably wish I sent this one in maybe like 2 or 3 weeks earlier when Denver won the championship. But yeah, very nice card here, out of 5. It's from the National. There's no comps on it or anything like that, but I did buy it for $5 Aussie, so around $3 US at the Hobby Hangout. So nice little profit there, just flipping it as easily as I could. Chris Mullin. So this one, I got this one for $10 Aussie at Melbourne Card Fair. Not having any comps or anything like that, but just knowing that this set's very iconic. And yeah, just ending up not being able to sell it here, unfortunately. I think I listed it up for around $150. No comps for Tie-Dye USA Select, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, I just thought, again, it's a USA basketball, parallel. Americans would want this more than an Australian. Chris Mullins at Golden State, absolute legend for their team. And I think, again, it goes better there. I do think it should have gone for a little bit more than $43 US. So I was kind of looking through it the whole time, and I think this was the card I was kind of tracking. But this one, yeah, $43 US. I'll take it considering for the price that I got it for. We've got about 7 cards left. So Nikola Jokic. So I counted these ones as sort of like my postage. So Postage fee for all this was like $36. I didn't insure it. I sent it International Express. I have a lot of trust in Australia Post slash USPS, not for it to get lost or anything like that. But if you want to insure it and all that sort of stuff, go for it. But I just trust International Express. I've done it a lot of times. But I actually found this Nikola Jokic card in a shoebox. I did post a TikTok on it. And I opened 2015-16 Panini Threads trying to get some cat cards and all that sort of stuff. And ended up getting Nikola Jokic cards that have been stashed away that I didn't know about. But for these cards to be stashed away, getting $60 US for that, I'm really happy with. There's another one coming up that I will show. Jamal Murray, this one was also like a gift that I got given a while back, just like as a bit of an extra card. This is like 3 years ago. So yeah, just whatever. I'm calling it as covering the postage. And then the other Nikola Jokic card that I was talking about, I've still got another one here. So I've got another one here that I will use for like my postage fee, so that I kind of, in terms of everything I've profited, if I add the postage and all that sort of stuff, I use this card as kind of taking away a little bit of the profit. And then, so none of the cards that I do send in really have a cost for it, if you guys kind of get what I mean. But yeah, $65 US for this one. Franz Wagner. So I actually cracked this one and was looking to resend it, but then I just looked at comps and I just saw, with all the money that I've put into it, I just don't think it's worth it. I bought it raw for $300, sent it in for grading, got a PSA 6. If you've watched my PSA reveal, I cracked it and I cleaned it and everything, and I was just like, I really don't think I want to send this again. And just hurt myself in the process of it. So just sent it into DC Sports. I was just like, stuff it. I can't really be bothered putting up with it. So I took like a $150 to $200 loss on this card. This one hurts a little bit more, but I just got to get rid of it. I can't keep thinking that it's going to grade well again and keep trying to resend it. I just don't have that time. And I just think I might as well cut my losses. That's something I've got to learn a little bit more, is to cut my losses with a lot of things if they've gone down. I've got a lot of cards that I bought in 2021, or 2020 as well, where I bought them at such a high price and now they're like 50, 60% of the price now, and I just can't take my losses with them. And it's a hard fact for me to really kind of accept. Next card, Jonathan Kuminga. I got this one in an SGC 9 for around the same price, actually. So we're trying to sell in Australia, and I actually do not understand how Jonathan Kuminga has a price like this high for what he's achieved so far. He's played a couple of seasons. I know there's a lot of potential with him, but I don't think he's as great as everyone says he is. So I know this could be something that could be clipped back in time and people will be like, you were super wrong about that, and I'm fine with that, and I hope he does well. But I just think for what he's achieved so far and what I've seen from him in the first couple of seasons, a lot of his price is based on potential. I know that's what a lot of prospects are. All their prices are based on potential, but I feel like Jonathan Kuminga has too much of his price based on potential. But yeah, I ended up cracking the SGC 9. I actually was going to send this into grading as well, and I was just like, I can't be bothered with this as well. So again, I sent this one in, ended up getting around break even on this one. So I'll take a break even for the price that I got it for. Next card up, got a slight little profit on this one, the 1986 Topps Jerry Rice. I got this one for $50 Aussie around 2 years ago. So yeah, ended up getting $75 for it. So nice little profit on this one. No, 70, yeah, about $85 Aussie on that one. So it's about, yeah, $30 profit. Jerry Rice, very nice card, but not going to sell here, unfortunately. So, yep. And then going on to the last card, I had this one on my eBay up. It might have been the most watched card on my eBay. I had so many offers on it, and all from America. I really think Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to have a huge season, but I was getting offers in that $40 to $50 range. And, I understand when people in America have to already pay $15 US for shipping, they're going to want to pay a little bit lower to kind of, cover that shipping. And I understand that I've had to, take a little bit of a loss on it myself. So I was just like, this card will sell way better in America. I think the highest offer I got on this one was $45 US. And I actually had this listed for $100 Aussie. So $100 Aussie is actually lower than the price that I got it for here. So $71 US is huge based on what I was expecting. And I got this card for like $15 to $20 Aussie. So it's a huge profit on that one. And I really like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just I think what the price is going for, you just got to take your profits for that one. So that's it for today's video. Just me recapping my 20 cards I sent in for consignment. If you do have a lot of, NBA or, non-NBA cards as well that are mid to high end, do look at sending them into America. These guys are cashed up compared to us in Australia. So yeah, definitely look there. I have heard some stories of people going to America to card shows from Australia and just selling all their cards so easily because, again, things just move there so much more easier. And it's one of the things I wish we kind of had here in Australia, but I still love the community here. I've been putting out a lot of content recently. I've had a massive backlog, which I never really do have in terms of that sort of stuff. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in future videos. Take care.